Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my One Piece anime review for episode 798. And honestly, right off the bat, the biggest thing about this episode is it just had a lot of what the fuck moments. Both good and I guess somewhat iffy, I guess in a way. Um, the first thing to talk about in this episode though is Cracker. Like honestly, this this whole thing with Luffy fighting Cracker, if there's one thing I've learned from it, it's that if Cracker is this powerful, and even Nami herself said it, if Luffy's having trouble with one of Big Mom's underlings, then this proves to me that Luffy is just not ready for Big Mom in the slightest. Like, just just seeing Cracker and Luffy go in this episode, it proves that if there's this much of a gap between Luffy and Cracker, then the gap between Luffy and Big Mom is going to be even more monstrous. Now, I will admit that it is kind of a little weird to me about the fact that Cracker was growing extra arms just by tapping on his body. I will admit that was a little weird, but I guess at the same time, it's Oda's thing. He does weird shit all the time. So I guess it's one of those. It's like I've learned not just I've learned that over time. You just didn't question Oda with how weird he gets with One Piece. So yeah, just if you're going into One Piece, expect going what the fuck is with this strangers, and then yeah, don't question it. It's Oda's weirdness. Um, and what's even more fucked up is it is the fact that it is so strange that it makes it so fucked up. Like Luffy is fighting a man with biscuit, cracker, cookie, whatever you want to call it, based armor, and he's losing. That just just the fact that Big Mom's underlings are so powerful is just it's insane just to see how powerful they really are. And yeah, Luffy, you are not. Bottom line here, Luffy, you are not fucking ready for Big Mom. So don't go thinking you are. Now, another thing that definitely had me going, what the fuck in this chapter is Mad Monk. We apparently hear that a lot of the worst generation. Luffy's in the first. Luffy and the Straw Hats aren't the first of the worst generation to come across Big Mom. Apparently, ever since the time skip, a lot of the worst generation have come across Big Mom. Luffy. I mean, there's been Mad Monk. There's been a Pooh. There's been Beige. Of course, we know what happened to him. He ended up joining Big Mom, although I think he is planning something. And there's been Kid too. Like all these guys have of course failed in one way or another. But Mad Monk. Okay. Apparently, according to what we learned, Mad Monk defeated a fucking Sweet Commander. That is just like okay. I know there are fans of Mad Monk out there. I know that, but seriously, the I mean, and I know that all the freaking worst generation have gotten stronger, all of them. But there's still something just like what the fuck about Mad Monk defeating a Sweet Commander? Like as far as from and I think we can just chalk it up to the fact that we don't know a lot about Mad Monk right now. Is the fact that we don't know anything about his powers. We don't know anything about his fighting style. Just we don't know jack shit about Mad Monk. So how the fuck are we supposed to take him defeating a Sweet Commander seriously? Like again, I know he has gotten stronger ever since the time skip, like all the other worst generation. I know I need to reiterate that, but still, how are we supposed to believe he can defeat a Sweet Commander at the same time? Like it's insane. Although whether or not it's believable or not, I will admit that one nice little touch I do like that the anime did is that compared to the manga is that they actually added a small flashback with Mad Monk defeating I think it was that defeating that Sweet Commander that he did, and as well we also see his it was his defeat at the hands of Cracker. I like that little flashback because it wasn't in the manga, and it was nice to see that we actually get a little more context as to how the whole fight went down. I mean, I know it's an anime only thing, but I mean, honestly, if there was like honestly, I definitely like how I definitely enjoy like if there's ever a moment in order to add filler that was definitely one of those moments that I definitely enjoyed because I think Toei really needs to prioritize that. One thing I've learned is that I think Toei really needs to really think about their use of filler because there are times where it isn't needed and sometimes where it is, of course, and in this case it was one of those times where the filler was definitely needed. And yeah, I definitely like how we got a lot more context to the whole Mad Monk defeating a sweet commander and getting defeated by Cracker. So for sure, yeah, definitely is definitely it was definitely good in that sense for sure. Now, now the whole fight of Nami and Brulee. Not Nami defeating Brulee. Um, I'm kind of just on the okay meter with that one because I will admit it is a little iffy that Nami ended up taking down, ended up take, ended up take, ended up, ended up, ended up, ended up take, ended up just defeating her so easily. But it is good to know that there are possibilities of her return because apparently by going into her own like in her own mirror dimension, apparently that does give her the opportunity to in fact recover. So yeah, even though Nami ended up taking out one of Big Mom's kid and one of Big Mom's underlings, like I said, it is okay just for the fact that we know that there is possibilities for a bit of a return there. So I'm iffy on the fact that Nami gets defeated her, but I am happy that it isn't going to be the end of her. There is going to be more of her for sure. And and of course in this episode too, we also get to see a little more of just the effect that Big Mom's Viva card is having on like the on soul infused residents of the forest, like the trees, the sweets. Just you see just the power of the Big Mom's V V V V V V V Ricard alone has on the soul infused resonance, and I'm still not buying that thing's gonna go as easily as Nami was predicting when she got that whole rape face on her from in the last parts of the episode. Like, yeah, not Nami. I would quit with that smug attitude of yours because I really believe that the things aren't going to be as easy going as you think. Like I do have a feeling there is going to be like this is One Piece, and we definitely know that whenever something looks easy, it isn't. It's always good. There's always going to be a wrench that is going to end up being thrown into it. And yeah, I'm just the fact that seeing the effect the card had. Yeah, I'm even further down the path of believing that this isn't even further down the path of believing that this isn't gonna be as easy as it looks. Like that there is gonna be a monkey wrench in here somewhere in some form or fashion. I again like I imagine there's gonna be something like maybe in a certain way Lola and Big Mom had some sort of a falling out or something. I don't know, but I, there is going to be something for sure that is going to throw a monkey wrench in Nami's plans of using that card. Like I know for certain. But and I guess that there were a couple animation issues here and there, but it's we kind of learned to accept these after a while. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.